Coach. It's the NFL on EA Sports, and there you get a look at Paul Brown Stadium on the banks of the Ohio River in Cincinnati. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Oakland Raiders and the Cincinnati Bengals. The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final two bring us as we're off in Week 9? And it's a short kick taken out beyond the 20. And they're going to wind up with pretty good starting field position as they get it up past the 35.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 36-yard line.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Watch tight end.
X3, 218, chopper.
Jim.
Deep rip.
They'll try and start this drive in the air to Mixon on the check down. 4 yards the result on the first play from scrimmage. 2nd down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6.
Go. Check 50. Check.
Topper.
Check 30.
Hey, lock it.
Slam. Go.
They'll look to throw here. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. And I don't think this is the script they had in mind for their opening drive. This is 3rd and long.
9 on the play. Brings up 3rd down.
61, matchbox lights.
Alert 3.
5.
They'll drop the throw. And he's caught on the sideline, but he's not going to have a first down. They say he was out of bounds, so a big call there. That brings up 4th. The Bengals bring out their punter now. He'll kick it away after a 3-and-out on the opening drive of the game. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. And you can't do it much better than that. This ball kicks out of bounds at the 4-yard line.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb.
Flip.
This is the Oklahoma State alum, Chris Carson. He'll try to get forward, but he's going to be stopped in his tracks at about the 3. It was Jordan Evans making the play defensively.
At the 3-yard line.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Now a give, right side. Carson. And all the way to the 25 before he's hit and dropped. Last play they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. straight ahead, peripheral, also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
Ready, blue ready. 51. Here we go, D. Wait.
The first down throw for Winston. That's complete to his tight end, Waller. And he'll get this from the 25 to the 30 for a pickup of 5. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
Second and 5 at the 30-yard line.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a second and 5.
You better bring.
Hey, stop.
49, check 49. He's crashing. He's checking crash. Slams.
Hey,
Slam.
5 on the 50.
And with a play clock at 3, we'll get a signal and a timeout on the whistle. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
Ready. Blue ready. 50. I don't think you got it, sir. Shoot. Wait.
On second down, it's Carson, and he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up third down.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Go, D. Let's go. Wait. Mike 51. Strip that ball.
They just do get the play off. Now Winston. Oh, he almost picked it. Nearly a turnover there on their opening drive. And that's a throw he'd like to have back. Now fourth down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
They're not good at all. Punt of just 24 yards there. And the Bengals will take over here first and 10. The Bengals drive about to get going. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left. We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you.
And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. Joe Mixon, his 4th touchdown on the year, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, do you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trade expression 101. Win first down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on first down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating first downs that way. Keep moving the football. You don't want to get behind the sticks because then the defense has the advantage.
Big Sheldon Rankins there to bring him down.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Now with just 1 second showing on the play clock, we're going to get a timeout. And that's their second charge timeout here in this first quarter. They're down to 1 remaining.
Ready. Black, ready. 5 on the 50. 5 on the 50. 5 on the 50.
Jameis to throw it. He'll check that down to Carson. A nickel look now for the Bengals as they try to stop him here on 3rd down. And now the Bengal defense here calling a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. They had the catch on 2nd down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at 3rd down here.
13. Green, triple team. Cut. 51's the mic. 51's the mic. Yeah.
From the shotgun, it's Winston. Dumps this one off to Chris Carson. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. A gain of 4 that time as the drive continues.
Ready.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Shoot. Watch the shoot. Wait.
After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Ready. Blue lady. Do. Hey, stop.
They'll run on 1st down. Carson, and a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on 1st down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Here's Carson, and he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down.
Some of these play calls, I think they're a little conservative, but you know me, because it's easy to sit up in this booth, right, and make all the calls and think I'm going to be correct. But I would like to see them open things up, because otherwise this defense is going to gang up on the run and shut them down.
And a nickel look here for the Bengals as they try to defend this on 3rd. Working out of the gun, Winston. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Darquez Denard. And his guys will set up shop at midfield at the 50-yard line. Darren Waller, the intended receiver. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. It's Mixon on the counter. So he got free of 1 tackle but couldn't do a whole lot else. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. Second and 9 now. He's going to fire one deep over the... This is caught inside the 15. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. A big play there. His 4th touchdown on the year. Now the Bengals, they widen their lead. Extra point splits the uprights, and it's now 14-0. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This one fielded at the 5. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. From the 31, Winston throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. 6 yards on the pickup, and just like that, it's 3rd down. Winston on 3rd and 2. Oh, he may have gotten lucky. Tried to dump it off underneath on the check down. Nearly picked. Instead, it's incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It's way too tight. Unable to find anyone open.
It'll be 37 yards there on the punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. It's been a good first half so far. They're up 14-0. Points here, they could really put them in command before intermission.
Yeah, and it's all well and good what they're seeing and how they're feeling right now. But this is the NFL. How many times have we watched 14-0 leads evaporate and quickly? So how have we seen them combat it? Continue to run your offense, but don't back off at all. Don't start looking at the clock. Don't start thinking about, hey, just take care of the football. Keep attacking. Usually the best way to maintain control.
50, Mike 50. Quit talking about it and bring it. Check. Fresno.
You draw Corker.
On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. Clearly wasn't outside of the tackle box. There's your penalty.
And accompanying that penalty, a loss of down.
They lose the yardage, and, of course, they also lose the down on the grounding call, and it's quickly 2nd and long.
22-jet bombers. 22-jet bombers.
Under 10.
Hey, Sam off.
Bang. Check 4.
Ready.
After the penalty, it's Mixon. And he'll be tackled just past the 35 at the 36. Well, that run good for 6 yards, but they're still looking up at a 3rd and 15. 2 minutes to play, first half. It's 14-0. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
Hey, Delta.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. That's complete to John Ross. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. John Ross, his 5th touchdown now on the year. Now the Bengals, they widen their lead. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line.
At their own 31-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either. He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. From the gun, Winston. And this will be incomplete. Desmond King there on the coverage.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter, a lot of time to change things. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Off the play fake, Winston. He's got a man open. It's Hunter Renfrow. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. A gain of 22 on 1st down. It's Carson. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Now on 2nd and 13. Winston. Here's Carson with a catch out of the backfield. And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup. Give him 3 on the play, and that's going to make it 3rd down and 10. And that will be incomplete with a clock down now to 13 seconds.
Intended for Hunter Renfrow. Incomplete. Jesse Bates on the coverage.
The offense staying out there. They look prepared to go here on 4th and 10.
Watch safety creep. Watch safety creeping.
They're indeed going. It's Winston. He'll fire a desperation throw for the end zone. And that will be incomplete. 4 ticks left here on the clock. A surprising move to go for it. Predictably, at least somewhat predictably, it doesn't pay off. And the Bengals are going to get it back in terrific field position. And they line up now for what will likely be the last play of the first half. Now Joe Mixon. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down for a nice little gain. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And that first half, one to forget really on both sides of the ball. They got to find some way to string something together here, don't they?
Yeah, they're down big right now. So as you mentioned, trying to find something to string together, get some consistency, something sustained, maybe calm their whole team down and find a way to get back in this one.
Yeah, because right now you're down big, you're being shut out. Let's see if this is the drive that kind of kickstarts them. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. They'll run on 1st down. Carson. Yeah, boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. Here's Winston. He'll get this one complete to Zay Jones. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals 30. I don't know what they talked about at halftime. Whatever it was, it worked. They look like a different team here in the third quarter.
Yeah, I doubt that there are very many trash cans that got kicked over, that type of a speech. I think what they did was they analyzed what worked in the first half, what didn't, and figured out a better game plan.
On first down, it's Carson. Tackle there by Alex Anzalone. Tough running there. That's a hard-earned 4 yards.
Yeah, those are the unsung kind of runs. They don't fill up the stat sheet, but they do set you up in good position on second down.
At the 26-yard line.
Ready. Black 25 behind.
Hey, tight. We're tight.
Green, triple T.
Three down.
They stay on the ground. Again, it's Carson. They'll be brought down at the 21 after a pickup of 4.
Back-to-back 4-yard runs. Now, look, if they just do that all the way downfield, ball ends up in the end zone, but that's a little difficult to do.
Yeah, I think now 3rd and 2, that defense ready to stiffen up and stop that run. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. They run it with Carson. He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. Tough sledding. They lose a yard there on 3rd. Another example of just a dominant performance by this defense.
Yeah, you hear all the time about teams that try to steal signals from the other side and try and learn their signs and their tendencies. It's almost like they get the answers to the exam the night before and were well prepared for this final.
Green, triple T.
47 is the mic. 47 is the mic. Here we go.
Winston to throw for it on 4th. He's going to have his running back. It's complete. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. That one will go as a gain of 11. Raiders having a first down as well. Took till the second half, but finally a red zone opportunity here. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 11.
Hey, check 24. Flip it. Mike's 50. Here we go.
This is Carson, and he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
There you are. Knock it down. Kill.
Come on. Run back. Let's go.
They run again with Carson. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Chris Carson, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Raiders make some inroads here on that deficit. That's a score you felt they had to have here in the 3rd quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there was an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. This will be taken very short. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30.
Ready?
The Bengals drive about to get going.
64, weak. Crunch. Big grip.
Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, it makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
Now this one to his tight end out on the right side. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
The beauty of route running is it doesn't matter what position, everyone's doing the same thing. In this case, tight end, selling the vertical route. Get the defensive back on his heels, break off for the corner, and with good timing, you get a completion, as we just saw there.
Mixon with a first down carry. Danny Trevathan there to bring him down.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
They'll stay on the ground. Mixon again. Muscles him off. 20, and he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And oh, so close as he takes it all the way to the 2-yard line. Back now in Cincinnati. It's the Bengals in possession of the football and in possession of the lead as well as we start the fourth. A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal. They'll give it to Mixon. And he takes it into the end zone. Touchdown, Bengals. Joe Mixon with his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Bengals, they widen their lead. Nice job of polishing off that drive, but all the credit there goes to that play prior.
Yeah, it certainly does, because after that big play, I think resistance almost felt futile at that point, didn't it? And the very next play, they come right back, quick, fast, and in a hurry, and put it in the end zone.
This is taken at his 4. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line.
At their own 30-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. They'll start out on the ground with Carson, and he'll have a gain of 3 to the 33. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
Switch it. Hey, 5 on the 50. 5 on the 50. 5 on the 50. Check 3.
Winston. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. Well, it just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page, quarterback and receivers. Heck, they haven't been on the same grease board when you draw plays up. They haven't been on the same Surface tablet that you look at on the sidelines. Nothing's worked for them. They've got to find a way to start matching each other's movements.
On 3rd down, Winston. And he fires one that's intercepted. And Xavier Woods with a pick. And they will take over possession of the football at their 42-yard line. Darren Waller, the intended receiver.
The Bengals take over 1st and 10 at their own 42-yard line.
Got it.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. Now, that turnover might just about do it here. 4th quarter, the lead that you've got, they can just run the football, run the clock.
Exactly right. They played smart, couple of first downs, and this one should just about be over.
10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. And I think we can get used to seeing more of that in this 4th quarter, especially if they're having success on the ground like they did there.
Yeah, I think back when we met with the head coach in preseason, and all he talked about was building a bully. And I think it was this situation he was envisioning. Trying to ice a game, plenty of time left, but being able to give the ball to his big runner and pound away and try and finish off a game.
They're going to look to throw. A fight for the football, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Carl Joseph, and they will set up shop at their own 46-yard line. So they get the takeaway, but that's just step 1. They still have a lot of work to do.
But they don't want to focus on that now. Now it's about getting the ball in the end zone and hoping they can take it away again.
Yeah, still 3-score game, though, 4th quarter.
Kill, kill, kill. Turn up. Kill, kill, kill. Turn up.
White.
Check, check. Mike 50, Mike 50. Get a roll. Rest.
Hey, Mike 50.
Hey, let's get off the field, D. Let's
Green,
get...
triple team.
Show it up. Mike's 50, Mike's...
Let's go.
Following the interception, Winston. And Jameis intercepted a third time. Picked up by Jesse Bates. And he'll get it all the way down inside the 35-yard line.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Rock it.
Check 26, switch.
Ready.
Nixon will try the right side. And a 5-yard gain as he's down inside the 30 to the 28-yard line. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. A Bengal first down on a 16-yard pickup there.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
He's going to have the hook up to Ross. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. Just a 1-yard pickup on the play, and that'll make this a 2nd down.
Down. 18 Gator.
Hey, get in the weight room.
61. Matchbox lights.
50, Mike 50.
Hey, wahoo. Yo, Steve Griffin.
Now back to throw. And that is caught. He's got it for a Bengal touchdown. Kenny Stills, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Bengals, they widen their lead. They were still throwing with a comfortable lead here late, and now that lead even more comfortable.
And your first thought is there bad blood that went into this one ahead of time, that maybe they're seeking some revenge or they just don't like them? But the other thing that always hits me is, are they worried about playoff positioning? Right? Are they worried about, do you need enough points in case there's a tiebreaker that comes into play later?
This is taken at his 4. He'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line.
At their own 24-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. Now, last time wasn't pretty. 1 play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair.
I can't believe they let you play. I can't believe they even let you play.
So it's Raider football as we get you reset. They're looking at 2nd down now as they search for a consolation score. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Winston, now in desperation. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off at the 38. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line.
The Bengals take over first down.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup, let him get some time?
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. These guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
They'll run with Mixon. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
30 base.
Brings up second down.
Two draw Porkers.
At the 39-yard line.
Leo. Kill.
That one looks like he'll throw here. Escaping the pressure right. Now he'll pull it down. And I think the ball's out, but this will fortunately wind up out of bounds. He'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at third down.
Here we go. Send Lobo. 22 jet bomber. Go.
They'll set up a throw. He gets this in the hands of Mixon. But he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. They come out here in the eye. Well, they probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on first and goal.
Give me that ball, hey, lock it. Slam. Get it.
They'll go with a keeper. And no signal, but I don't think he got the surge behind center. No, he's going to be kept out of the end zone. The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this fourth quarter of play.
50, plant. Look at me. Door. Shoot. Hey, Sam on. You got tight right there.
On second down, here's Mixon. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Now the Bengals going to signal for their third and final timeout. It'll be their third and final timeout, so as they talk things over, we'll step aside.
Go! 90, Wolf. Hey, Foxtrot. Ready?
Looking to throw. And give him another 6. It's caught for a touchdown, and the blowout continues. I tell you, Charles, you play to the final whistle, I get that, but there are a few folks that might not be too happy with that score late in the game with it already well at hand.
You seem a little squeamish about that last score.
I struggle with it. I struggle. But on the argument, I get it, on the other side is, hey, do something about it. Stop them.
I guarantee you, I know who was really excited. Fantasy owners who had them. Hey, listen, get the points for me. They're not worried about hurt feelings or anything like that. That's just new age stuff.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is taken at his 4. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line.
At their own 32-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points. Allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for Cincinnati, they close out this first half at a very solid 6-2. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Baltimore Ravens. Meanwhile, for the Raiders, the struggles intensify as they drop to 2-6 now on the year. And they'll try to get back to their winning ways next week as they head to KC to take on the Chiefs. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.